Greetings ladies and gentlemen, Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel. Having reached 110 in the last episode, the Allegiance system is now unlocked and it's time to take a closer look. As mentioned before, reaching 110 opens up a brand new tab within your reputation panel. From here, you can select to join one of 4 allegiances belonging to men, dwarves, elves, or hobbits. Each comes with a different mustering hall and a possibly varying bunch of quests and rewards as well. So being a man and hailing from Gondor, I selected the Kingdom of Gondor Allegiance. Immediately, a brand new UI element shows up as well as a new reputation bar, and below it, a few claimable rewards in the form of tokens of service that you can claim whenever you reach the appropriate level of reputation. Back in the Udun foothold, Éomer offers me the very first Allegiance quest and sends me off to see Prince Imrahil to begin chapter 1 of my Allegiance storyline. Now, I'm quite sure this part will possibly be different for each allegiance, but I believe you can play through them all, but you can only progress or finish one at a time, or something like that. Imrahil says we are to head back to Minas Tirith, as Aragorn has need for us, and in fact, he wants the entire host of the West to drop whatever they're doing in and around Mordor and just head on back to the White City. It seemed pretty important, so I was excited to see what this first chapter of my new allegiance was all about. What I got, however, was something better. The Kingdom of Gondor Allegiance begins in the best possible way, with the coronation of King Aragorn atop Minas Tirith. And it was amazing to be a part of it. Remember what I said way back in the first episode, that the epic story lacked any sort of closure after the ring got destroyed? Well, they've bundled the ending and payoff I wanted into the new Allegiance story, which to me is a pretty strange decision. Nevertheless, it's great to finally see this momentous event take place. Everything from the crowning and to the bowing, and of course I wasn't just gonna stand there and watch /banner Gondor. Once the ceremony was over, it's down to business. We visit the spankingly beautiful Hall of the King, which serves as a mustering point for new players that have pledged themselves to the Kingdom of Gondor. There's all sorts of convenience NPCs here, including vault bankers and barter vendors that take tokens of service. Since there wasn't any quests around, I traded some of my tokens for the Metalsmith wrap consumable recipe, so I can make those daily and consume them for 1,000 Allegiance reputation. Finishing the first chapter also rewarded me with the Return to the Hall of King skill, which has a 5-minute cooldown, which is awesome. The weird thing is, once I got back to Mordor, there wasn't any Allegiance quests, and besides crafting those rep items daily, I had no idea how to get more reputation. Google magic does help, and I came across this guide on the LOTRO forums which explains things to a T. I'll put the link in the description box below so you guys can check it out. In short, weekly and daily quests for your Allegiance will open only when you hit the level cap of 115. Before then, there are a few quests that offer wrap on top of all the lore quests where you have to pick up pages. Finishing those gives you consumable relics offering 5,000 wrap, so you don't want to miss those. I think LOTRO should have done a better job at explaining a brand new endgame grind system such as the Allegiance, don't you think? That was all over the place, but trust in the LOTRO community to help one another out and produce a stunning guide. So, to pick up new chapters for your Allegiance, simply scroll to the right and claim them whenever you've reached the appropriate level on the UI panel. I'll be saving both Allegiance quests and Black Book quests for later, and I'll be finishing up the landscape content from here on out. Now let's talk about my adventures in the third region of the Mordor expansion, Lhingris. This is Spider Town, and it's densely populated with the spawns of Shelob. Spiders are everywhere, and having chose to aid Legolas in his hunt for the ancient arachnid, I had no choice but to stick to it and see it through. There's only one overarching zone quest here, and it starts and ends with Legolas. My task was to assess the spider threat in the region and figure out how it's affecting the orcs from Durthang and Cirith Ungol. I head to Durthang first, and apparently there's an orc called the Silent One who's abducting his kin to use as sacrificial offerings to Shelob. Odd, but at least we know she's alive and hurt. She's recovering from her encounter with Samwise Gamgee. The quest chain then sends me to track down this Silent One, and that's how I learned the hard way that Lhingris is no joke for the solo player. There are plenty of auto-bestowed landscape quests here, and because most of the objectives are easy to complete, such as requiring kills, it's easy to become complacent and just grab a whole bunch of flies and spiders. But the thing you should be wary of is that these spiders have a large aggro range, especially the broodmothers. pull one, and if there are any other spiderlings or spiders nearby, they all get aggroed, and I found myself doing a lot of running away. So be careful with how many you pull at once here. Both Legolas and I eventually find tracks in a cave, which led to another session play. It's been so long since the last one, and this one puts us in the shoes of Sam. We get to play from his perspective when he entered Cirith Ungol to save Frodo. Pretty cool, and as a result of that, most of the orcs and uruks in the area referred to Sam as the Elven Warrior. I eventually track down the Silent One, steal his armor, and infiltrate Cirith Ungol. Besides running the usual clean, fetch, scout, and kill errands, more story is revealed to us. Apparently, there's a threat of civil war between the remnants of Sauron's forces, the orcs under Ugrukor's command, and the Pale Herald's forces. The orcs here at Cirith Ungol have a wicked pact with Shelob. They are to send orcs to her as food in order to keep away from the region. Of course, everything goes pear-shaped when I arrive. The captain I was reporting to uncovers my true identity, and Shelob's spawn attacks Cirith Ungol. This sends Legolas into overdrive mode, as he believes that if Shelob is set loose again, all will be bad. His arachnophobia is starting to show. I would rather have just killed her right then and there rather than doing this the hard way. But the hard way it is, and together we eliminate the spider siege of Cirith Ungol and send a messenger of the Pale Herald a warning. Get your shit together and reinforce the towers for the sake of all things non-arachnid. And that is how these zone quests end. We never get to see Shelob, which is sad, but who knows, maybe later. Lhingris is so far the shortest of the three regions when it comes to landscape and the overarching quests. I finished everything in under 4 hours, and because of how the landscape quests are structured, the region provides a very mobile, traditional quest hub crawl experience, which simply means every time you progress, a quest giver, in this case Legolas, will offer you a bunch of quests at once to complete in the same area. Therefore, this is another great place to use an XP accelerator if you have them stocked. I managed to gain 4 levels in this zone, and that's how good of a quest hub crawl Lhingris is. And that wraps up the region. Join me in the next installment as I head on over to the 4th region, Talath Urui. I'm getting real close to the end, folks. So hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel for more of my Mordor playthroughs and other MMO videos. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching.
Hey there, I'm Batman. You reached the end screen of this video. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the button in the middle. If you want to watch more videos, click the cards to the left or to the right. Now where's my Robin?